is up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew Esquire here, American attorney living in Bangkok, Thailand. And this is, of course, the place where you be your own judge, the legal mindset. We're coming with a live today, baby. Smash that like button, jump in here. We've got a lot to talk about, and we're doing a lightning round today. We're summoning that Zeus power, that big Greek god energy, throwing bolts everywhere at people today, because we are going in. Moodang is back, baby. Moodang's back. She was in timeout for a while. She's a bad girl, but she's back today. Look at her. Look at Moodang. Look at how cute she is. She's got her little American cowboy hat right now. I bought this one the other day. It's a really cool hat. Bangkok's got a lot of cool hats in Bangkok. But yeah, Moodang's back. Also, we have an update for the channel. This is another one. So there's two things. First of all, you guys see the goal. The goal is up. So what I want to teach you guys is responsible drinking. Is drinking responsibly, right? So we're not getting drunk on the stream. But as I said on my last one, if you hit the goal, we're going to have a new incentive here. We're going to crack open the Tiger beer. Now, this is a really cool one. So this is like a Thai brand I found in my local Foodland, which is a local supermarket here. And the Thais make some really cool stuff. And this is one I found, and it just looked cool. So I'm like, how can I not pick up this beer? Look at it. It's a fucking James Bond Tiger. It's called Sao Yai. So Seauyai, which, Yai means big. Sao, I think it's maybe, is that tiger? I don't know. I have to study some Thai here. I need to improve my Thai language. But anyways, look at how cool this is. Look at this cool this is. And I like the saying on the back. I know you guys can't probably read it. Maybe it's out of focus right here. But it says, an offer you can't refuse. So, I mean, how can you refuse that? The tiger, the James Bond Tiger, is literally saying we need to refuse this offer. So if we get to 10, we're going to crack this. Otherwise, it stays uncracked. The tiger is unleashed, right? So if you want to unleash the tiger and get me perhaps slightly tipsy. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Andrew, isn't it kind of degenerate to be drinking at 10 in the morning? And what I would say is...
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
I'm just like you, and I'm reminded of my degenerate sub-captain friend or commander friend who in the mornings he will have a coffee, a water, and a beer. And I watch him do this, and I'm like, good sir, I aspire to your levels of degeneracy. I cannot do coffee, water, and beer at the same time. Water and beer, yes. Water and coffee, yes. I have not hit the trifecta. I have not powered up to the trifecta of coffee, water, and beer in the morning. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. Listen, I'm not the lawyer. I'm the judge, right? Remember, I'm the judge here. Be your own judge. I'm the judge, and the judge can do what he wants. It's the judge's rules, okay? This is my courtroom. There's drinking allowed in my courtroom moderately, okay? Moderate, responsibly, right? Legally, everybody of legal age, be responsible, okay? Oh my God, are this going to happen? Bad News Badger hit for 10. Bonus super duper for Baby Shark. Oh yeah, I actually have I bought a gift for somebody, which they may not get because they haven't been very nice, of a really cute shark pajamas. But yeah, those I like baby sharks. Have my lunch money then, lawman. Thank you. I'm here for the scuff. Victor Man 77 says, welcome back, Moodang. We won't let legal mindset put you in timeout again. Sorry. No, she won't go in timeout. Although I need to figure out a way for Moodang to travel with me, because I need Moodang to come with me when I'm traveling. Maybe I think if I fly, I can take my backpack as my carry-on, and then Moodang as my personal item, and then I have to check a bag, which is fine. That's fine. Moodang is, or maybe I can be really sneaky and say I'm going to hold Moodang, and then just like put Moodang in the overhead, and they maybe not notice. Airlines, do not call me out on that one, okay? If I'm smuggling a Moodang, I think I'm not going to go to like federal prison for smuggling a Moodang plushie, but we'll see. Maybe one day they're going to try to get me on a Moodang plushie offense. Happy Kitty 688 says, I think you need to crack that open and taste it for all of us. Okay, well, we're almost there. I mean, we're literally almost there. We're 6 out of 10 there, so it's going to happen for sure. Mr. Paradoxum says, could Psy Games hit PETA with a cease and desist, and how likely would PETA need to get a reality check? Okay, so today is a day where I will take your super chats to look it up. So I don't know about this one, so let's look. CY Games, PETA controversy. Let's see if I can find this quickly. Is this for Uma Matsume? Okay, let's see. So, okay, the horse girls are active today. Okay, well, hold on. We have to play the Rima intro. Where's that one? Here we go.
Thank you very much for all of your lovely art as well. Some of it a little lewd. To those of you drawing me with horses, y'all are into some fucked up shit, and I hope you get the help you need. I really truly hope you get the help you need.
There we go, guys. So I guess this is the case here. PETA faces backlash over graphic Uma Matsume pretty derby art. What did they do? What's the art? Oh, okay. If Uma Matsume pretty derby's art, your favorite horse girl doesn't get a comeback arc. Once failed event and it's race forever, just like what happens to Silence Suzuka. That's fucked up. Yeah. I think they definitely could clap back on that, and maybe they should, because frankly, PETA's gone too far. Look, I love animals. You guys know that. I love animals. I love animals a lot, but PETA is deranged, right? And there's a line, right? There's a line with protection of animals, loving of animals. And, I believe that, we as humans have dominion over animals, but we have a responsibility to take care of them, right? And we need to balance that. PETA is too far, right? So PETA is too far, but there's a certain line where it's saying, okay, we don't care about animals at all. No, that's not right either, right? So we do need to care about the environment, about plants, about animals, but there's a balance of that, right? And PETA is too far on that. A lot of the organizations are too far on that. And actually, if you look at especially what they're doing for like the native peoples, native peoples engage in hunting that's sustainable, right? That isn't going to deplete the population, that in fact helps check certain populations that don't have natural predators, etc. And the fact that some of these deranged organizations have a problem with native peoples, I think is a massive problem, right? It's a huge problem. And it shows that they're just way out of whack and they need to come back into calibration, right? In which case I might actually agree with them if they were back in calibration, but they're not. They're just too far, right? So as it stands, I'm definitely not on that line. Yeah, kidnapping and killing pets and stuff is not okay. That's never okay, right? That's insane. That's insane work. Deja says, crack it. Uh-oh, are we getting there? Michael Turner says, I'll join in the Blake's Hard Cider ready for bedtime. All right. And Bad News Badge says, any coverage for the deranged DoorDash? Let me put that on. You know what? Let me put that on my thing. But anyways, okay. So let me just finish this one up. I think that to the extent that the company wants to go for PETA, they should, and I would definitely cover that. So if they do that, I will cover that, because I am in support of the horse girls. Anime is doing nothing wrong, and this whole war against anime is really crazy, because anime is just telling good stories, right? I think I need to watch this again. So the DoorDash girl, if I recall, and I'm reading the summaries here right now. So her claim was that while dropping off an order, the door was open and the man was inside on his couch with his pants and underwear down. So she said it was SA. Yeah, that's not necessarily SA, right? If you're inside with your pants down or whatever, alcohol consumption, hell, I'll tell you what, guys. I've heard stories from like these, certain places where people will leave their door open if they want you to come in and whatever. And like, that's like a soliciting thing, right? They'll leave the door open and you like sneak in and do your sneaky thing. But that said, if somebody's got their door open and they're naked, well, and you see it, you drop off the order and you leave. Like, what the fuck else? Like, it's not like they're trying to do anything. And once again, if you're intruding, right? If she was interested in that and intruded, then that would have been her consenting to that, right? So regardless, like, it's kind of ridiculous, right? It's kind of ridiculous. She pushed the door open to get the shot. Yeah, that's definitely arrestable. So thank you. My elves helping me out. Elves got my back today. A lot of elves got my back today. The based elves today. Thank you. By the way, should we do the based elf first? Let's do the based elf first. Where is it at? By the way, a lot of free rin on my timeline right now. A lot of free rin. A lot of elves, but this is very based. It's very based. We got a nice opener here. We got an Orthodox priest with an anime girl cosplay. Look at how sweet this is. So cute. I do enjoy that. That is very wholesome, right? A little bit better than Luce. I'm worried about Luce. I'm worried that Luce is going to get kidnapped by Gendo, right? I'm very worried about that. 1K's Wolf says, claim Moodang is your in-flight pillow. There you go. Actually, that works. That works. I could say Moodang is my pillow. She's not a pillow, though. I'm not going to use her as a pillow, except for in case of emergency. Okay, she's my emergency pillow. It's sort of like if you guys watch FLCL, which is a great anime, by the way. Wait, was that FLCL or was it another one? They're the emergency food supply. The dog is the emergency food supply. And it's like, whoa. You know, but it's still good. It's still good. Marcus X11 says, can you please talk and cover the new Granite Act, which looks to stop foreign censorship towards the U.S. as well as states of age verification? I had not heard about that one. Let's look that up. And today, once again, I will take your recommendations. And after this, if I have some power and energy left, maybe if I've cracked this beer, we may do a locals afterwards, just to be there, be kind of free spirited. I'll pop the jacket off, roll up. Maybe I'll do a costume change. I'll get in a casual outfit, and we'll just talk about some other stuff. So let's look into the Granite Act. Okay. So the Granite Act aims to allow, let's pull up this. So I'm just going to pull up an article here and we're just going to read along because I'm learning about this with you guys right now too. So let's see, can I enhance? Okay. This is from the Adam Smith Institute, the significance of the Granite Act. So Perstern Byrne, a legal fellow at Adam Smith Institute, who does our legal representation in the U.S., is proposing the Granite Act, guaranteeing rights against novel international tyranny and extortion. I like that name. Let's see if it follows up. Granite Act aims to allow U.S. persons, individuals, or companies to sue foreign governments. Ooh, I likey, daddy likey. Or regulators that attempt to impose censorship or content moderation rules on them. Under the bill, foreign censorship enforcement will lose sovereign immunity. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes. I'm here for that. I am here for that. Okay. It prohibits state cooperation in states that adopt it with foreign censorship enforcement. Agree, meaning local authorities couldn't help foreign regulators to apply. Yes, I agree with that. It purports to shield U.S. platforms from foreign speech laws. Agree. If passed at federal or even widely adopted state, it could protect U.S.-based tech companies from legal pressure by foreign governments seeking to force them to comply. Yes. So this would stop the Elon thing. And I'm at the point where I was at the point where saying that the U.S. military should take action against Europe if they want to threaten our free speech rights. That's how serious I am about free speech rights. I mean, seriously, I mean, they can come and get it. Weird things can happen. Did something get unplugged there? Hopefully not. Weird things can happen to pipelines during a cold winter if you're trying to threaten our free speech rights. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I am so anti-regulation of free speech, especially online. I'm for just telling Europe to fuck off, the UK to fuck off, Keir Starmer to fuck off. By the way, the Royals need to step in on the side of just shutting down Starmer's agenda. They need to actually have some balls and step in and be the check and balance they're meant to be. Yeah, come and fucking take it. Come and fucking take it is what I say for them trying to regulate, because that's our laws. They're trying to literally silence our freedom of speech. Guess what? We had a war over that and they lost. In fact, they lost twice, right? Remember New Orleans, right? They lost twice. They got nothing, right? By the way, somebody mentioned this. We have a swear jar update. So since this is a good point to bring this up. So I feel like we needed a physical swear jar. So for now, I'm going to use this cup, right? I'm going to use an empty cup. So you see the money's going in it. So I've got this. I've got my money saved up here, my Thai bot, just so you guys see. I'll educate you on Thai bot. Get a little, perfect. It worked out perfectly. I pulled out all. So this is a 5 baht coin right here. 5 baht coin. This is a 2 baht coin right here. It's kind of a brown. It's kind of like a little bit darker. And this is a 1 baht coin, right? And I think I got a 10 in there. Is there a 10 in there? There's a 10 in there somewhere. I think I got a 10er in there somewhere. But anyways, 10's got a silver outside and a darker inside. But anyways, we're gonna start filling this swear jar. So I'm gonna put some money. We're gonna already start filling the swear jar for this. Now, I know what you're saying. Way too small, right? So here's my goal. This is one of the water delivery companies, Sprinkle. I am not supported by them. We are gonna fill the swear tub. We're gonna fill this whole thing with the spare change, with everything else. We're going to fill this whole thing, and then when it's full, I'm going to go donate it to a charity, a local charity of my choice, right? So we are going to fill that, and it's going to go to charity, right? It's going to go do something good. So that's the new thing on the channel. So I'm going to actually do it in front of you right now. What you guys haven't seen is I donate to a lot of people. I like when I see a homeless person or something like that, or somebody that's really poor and they're selling like handicrafts or something like that, I go try to buy that. That's my way of giving back charity and giving back. So I have been keeping like a mental tab on this. I haven't been like not giving back, but I want you guys to see it and have like a mental thing there. So it's going to be there, and it's giving me an excuse to swear, yes, because I want to bring it. I want to bring some of it back. Sometimes it's necessary, okay, and at least it'll go for good. At least the karma will balance out, okay, So as I say, and here we go. Fuck it. It's a satisfying jingle. Joke charity. So giving it to your mods. No, I mean my mods deserve it. I mean, by the way, my mods are very hardworking, and we're about at the end of the month right here, guys. So, once again, if you guys have it in your heart, if you want to donate to the team, we've got the Ko-Fi set up, right? We got 8% towards the Christmas bonus for these guys. Want to give a little bonus to the team. So you want to go over near donate for Christmas, go over to Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire, help out the mods. Got Eagle, got JP, got Danielle, of course, head mod. And we've got another guy on the team and myself. So you're just helping everybody out. Another 2 guys, actually. Okay, let's continue here. Mr. McZulian says, I love Muangdasor. Greetings from Argentina. Hola, my Argentinians. I need to get down there. Tatsumi says, as a context, Silent Suzuka is extremely beloved racehorse that tragically broke his leg on the racetrack. But instead of falling over, he slowed down and made sure his jockey was safe first before collapsing. PETA and sold out legs. That is, I did not know that about that. Thank you for the lore. I love the lore and I love learning the lore. I didn't know that. That's sad, but that shows like the human animal connection. And sometimes like, there's these stories of like war, especially during war, like, if you like the war horse story, and also like stories about like, the pigeons that were in used in World War I and other wars that, were going on and doing their job even after their like human master died, like Hachiko in Japan, like Hachiko. That's like real love, real devotion, and between like, man and man and animal, right? And it's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, that's something that is like truly beautiful. And those stories are amazing. Those are really great stories. And they come, so I got that one already. Thank you. Mudang as a body pillow. Are you insane? Well, actually, so this one's more the Jonah size one, the big one, the Mama Mudang. That's more of my my size here for like, the one that's body pillow size. But this is like the baby one is more good for, I mean, she would be good for a head pillow. I could definitely sleep on Mudang. FF Fanta Steve says US 2 Royal 0 scoreboard. Nice. Lunamora says for the swear jar. Okay, I'll just there we go. Doc Holiday says America is going to have to get into Western Europe at some point and fix crap. I've heard rumor the tier 1s have been there for months. Yeah, I have no doubt that they're messing around in that. They're trying to influence that. I mean, look at Trump. He's trying to break away parts of Europe from the European empire, right? Their little union, which really should be a confederation, not a union, with a defense pact. Europe is trying to use Russia as a boogeyman, but Russia has big enough problems. Their economy is about to collapse. They're really hurting. They've got taxes at the highest rate. They've got, I think, 19% on their taxes, but then their Social Security just went up. So I think they're taxed at like in the 60s almost, so maybe 70%. So, I mean, all the Russian oligarchs and rich people are all leaving, right? So there's a lot of them here in Thailand, right? There's a lot of them here that have just left, right? And going to other countries. So, yeah, the Western Europe, Russia, Ukraine, Britain stuff needs to be fixed. And, I will be commenting a little bit more on that because there's a lot of people that are just ignorant of that. And you can't just be getting your information from people like Hassan and even people in the US like Asmongold, like who really hasn't traveled much and doesn't really know about these things abroad. So as a person who's traveled, knows people abroad, lives with people, lives with expats, lives with people that are from Russia, Kazakhstan, whatever else. I want to give you guys a more educated and worldly perspective on that. But I will try to give you a legal edge to it, right? Because you guys really need to understand what's going on in the world. And to be honest, people who live in America, even if they do little trips abroad, don't understand what's going on outside of America, and they're just ignorant, and it's not their fault. It's not, you should not be angry at them, but just understand from the perspective of inside, you're really not understanding what's going on outside. That's just a fact. All right, let's see if this little mouse wants to act up or misbehave right now. Time for some legal mindset, y'all. That's right. Case Wolf says joke charity. So giving your got that one already. Just a guy Hudson says, are you planning to cover the JD smash from my contact? I have already covered it. Go back and check it. There's not really much on that one. Honestly, they're like both defaming each other at certain points, right? I've been on Smash JT's side, but what Smash needs to do is cover other topics. Like I've told him this 100 times, just like let it go, bro, and just start covering other topics, because when you get so obsessed with one thing, it kind of destroys your channel. You need to go and cover more diverse stuff. And I think he does cover other stuff too, but I think that's been my general take on that. So when it is resolved, when there's an adjudication of it, then I'll cover it, right? When there's a major thing, yeah, sure. Donate to the chip jar, a-hole. Okay. All right, Steve. All right, Steve. I'll see you next time I'm in Miami. Look right here. It's in there. It's in there. Okay. I'm not cheating the swear jar, right? I'm not stealing it it's like you're stealing from the offering plate in church. You put in like 50 cents and you take $1. Like we're not doing that. Okay. We're being straightforward here. Okay. I'm not that type of guy. KMW 1175 member for 23 months says, what's the game plan for Westerns playing on retirement as SEA? There's YouTuber who says countries become more expensive after they become trendy. He recommends Vietnam. Well, it depends on your preference. Once again, the countries have pros and cons. There's pros and cons to Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bali. Some people like Bali, even Japan and Korea. If you're of that flavor, Philippines is a great option. They speak English. So there's pros and cons, but I will say this is one thing for sure. And I will tell you this, it is going to become harder the longer you wait. So when you get things done sooner, it will be better. Let me repeat this. Sooner is better. Waiting 10 years or 15 years, you're going to regret it. You can get things set up now and just decide to come over full-time later. And maybe you just come over now for like a month or two or 3. That's what a lot of my friends do. I have a good friend, who comes over here for the winter months when the weather's great. He's going to be here pretty soon. We're going to hang out for a month or two and he goes back home. And he does his thing and he comes over here. And his plan is when he's older, he's going to be full-time here. That's fine. That's totally fine. Or maybe you'd stay here 9 months and you go home 3, right? You don't have to live in a country the 100% of the year. You could do 6 and 6. You could do 3, 3, 3, 3 or something like that. You want 4 countries. I wouldn't recommend more than 2 or 3 countries though, because it gets a lot with these flights. The flights take a lot out of you. And whatever you do, don't try to be going back and forth from a country every month, especially transatlantic or transpacific. It's too much. So that's my little expat advice for those thinking about living abroad. Kathy Swamp Queen says, tap on the goal so Florida man can drink his breakfast beer. And John Bob says, drink it. We are at 10 out of 10. So guess what? We're unleashing the tiger. That's right. Okay, guys. It's an offer I can't refuse. I'm not chugging it. Although that is fucking good. I just cursed though. That's fucking good though. Sao Yai Lager. Sao Yai Lager. It's fucking good. Okay. All right, let's continue here. It's a lager. Does it say what percentage is on it? It is 5% alcohol and it's made by the Tropical Beverage Company at Lad Prao 80 in Wang Tong Lang, Bangkok. So it's made in Bangkok. Cool. Look at that. Right? Look at that. Okay. Put a little bit more in the swear jar because I think I dropped a lot here today. So let's just okay. We're the swear jar's caught up. Okay. We're not yet. We haven't upgraded to the swear tub yet, but it's gonna get there, right? Yeah. So 5% would be 2.5 proof because proof is what is it? Is that how it works? Is that how it works? Hold on. Wait. I think that's how it works. Right? Yeah. So 5% is 2.5 proof. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Wait, proof is twice percentage? Wait, am I going? You guys are confusing me, okay? 10 proof. Okay. Sorry. Listen, guys. I'm a lawyer. We're not good at numbers unless it's money, okay? We just speak money, all right? We just speak pure money. All right, let's get back to the news. You guys are distracting me from stuff. Okay, so Granite Act, I'm in support of. I'm in support of that. All right. Let's start with some wholesome stuff. Warsaw, look at this Christmas. Look at how wholesome this is. Why can't America have Christmas like this? Look at this. Look at this. This is Warsaw, Poland. Beautiful girls dancing, Christmas stuff. Beautiful. I love Christmas. I'm not drunk already, not yet. So nice. So nice. That's Warsaw, Poland. Stay based, Poland. Stay based, Poland. Never let anybody convince you that that's wrong, right? Because that is absolutely not wrong at all whatsoever. That is not a sin. All right, we got a couple big ones today. Also, this was really funny from my locals. Let me just put this out there. Okay. This is very funny from my locals. Legal Mindset is a planetist. He hates Jovians. This is propaganda. Do not believe this. I am not anti-Jovian. I just want to make my position on the Jovians clear. Okay. They want Europa. We will willing to maybe cut them a deal. Okay. On Europa. But they can't get all of the moons they can't get all the moons of Jupiter. We need to come to some sort of compromise. I would say like a 3/5 compromise on the moons of Jupiter, where, you know, the humans need some of those moons. They're very resource rich. We can't just surrender all of our moons to the Jovians, okay? Right? We cannot surrender all of our moons to the Jovians. We need to fight for some of the moons, okay? Just some of the moons, right? That's all I'm saying. We can coexist with the Jovians, okay? We don't need to fight them, but yeah, we do need to go back. Also, guys, follow me. Look at how handsome I am on Twitch. Twitch TV/Legal Mindset. We're now dual streaming. So we got Crafty Burb over here. Repton's over here. So welcome, everybody. Go over here, twitch.tv/Legal Mindset. We're now going to go on both. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So we're going to go on both. We're going to see how long it is before Twitch bans me for getting sassy with Hassan. And yeah, and shout out to Crafty Burb, who was over there representing, who's one of the first in there. The Burbs love me. So yeah, it's good. Embrace Jovian Empire. Listen, we just the Empire can coexist with us, okay? We can coexist. All right. So let's get on with the show. We got Based Elf down. All right. Let's see. Okay, I got a lot of stories. We're going to mostly work off Twitch today. And I want to talk about a lot of these. Okay, this is a local story, so I want to talk about this one. So there was a Thai esports girl. Her name was Tokyo Girl with a GURL. And she used software that allowed someone else to play for her. Now, I know what you guys are going to say, especially the base chads in the chat, is that a lot of girl gamers do this, is that they don't actually game. They just pretend to game, or some other guy games for them. But here's the fucked up thing. It got the entire Thai national team disqualified. So a lot of, from what I understand, a lot of people are shaming her on the Thai social media. I'm not as much tied into that, but that's my secondhand information. And I think that's super shameful. And I think if I can use a little bit of my screen time here to shame that, that's really shameful, because there's hardworking people that are real gamers, right? That are real gamers, and they get disqualified because one greedy woman decided to do this, right? And that ruins everything for all the other hardworking Thais. It's fucked up. So just want to throw that out there and put that news out there. Okay, who said hot tub mindset coming soon? Not yet. We're going to need to work on that. That's going to be a big goal if we're going to get to hot tub mindset. Okay. Next story. Rob Reiner. So in case you guys don't know, Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, murdered his parents, right? So here's the little bit of the story. Let's pop this up. And this is a pretty crazy one. And just so according to the poll, 66% of you wanted the Denims update, 11% the Reiner murder, 13% based elves, and 11% MIT professor murder, which we'll get to next before we get the Denims update. Denims update we'll save for last, the best for last. So this is really crazy, and I'm going to be covering this story because I'm going to tell you something, guys. There's a lot going on here, and I think this story may be deeper than we realize. I have an inkling. I have a little spider sense that this is a deeper story. So we really need to pay attention to the details. The devil's in the details, right? And so Rob Reiner was having an argument with his son at Conan O'Brien's holiday party. Now, what I want to know, and this is a very important fact, is what were they arguing about, right? What were they arguing about? That's very, very pertinent. Was it about his drug use? And just making sure everything's okay on Twitch. Was it about something else? Was it about his position on politics? Why were they arguing? What exactly was the problem? Was it about money? Was it about his paranoia? It is very important, given that the murder, and I'm going to explain this to you. He murdered them in their sleep, from what I understand, right? He murdered them in their sleep. Now, he was on serious drugs. Now, not all drugs are the same. And this is something that people in America and even people around the world need to understand. Not all drugs are the same. So you have to look at what exact drugs he was on. Not, he was just on drugs. That's stupid. That's so stupid. Because drugs all have different effects. So alcohol is different than marijuana. Marijuana is different than cocaine. Cocaine is different than ketamine. Ketamine is different than MDMA or ecstasy. Meth is different. Heroin is different, right? All of these things are different. What are they doing, right? Are they on mushrooms, right? They all have different effects. Some drugs have medical uses, right? There's medical uses for marijuana, for ketamine, for alcohol, right? Even for some of these, for some opioids, right? And treatment of pain, right? There's certain uses where they're medical. There's things like meth, which have no fucking use. Or, someone said LSD. And yes, Blue Mountain Jews represent. That's right. That's right. Represent for the Blue Mountain Jews. That's right. But there's some things, and like things like LSD, which are recreational, right? And also used by the fucking CIA to MK Ultra and fucking Operation Midnight Climax people. Look at that shit. That's some crazy shit, right? That's psychedelics, by the way. They use psychedelics to condition you. But meth really doesn't have a use. People say it's Adderall. That's not, not really. Maybe we need to do a full deep dive. I'm actually going to do a deep dive drug episode on what I believe the drug policy should be, because there's certain ones that need to be legalized and regulated, certain ones that have no place in society, that don't need to exist, right? And some ones that maybe like cocaine, maybe put it back in coke at a de minimis amount. I might be okay with that, right? I might be okay with that. And we need to look piece by piece. So he was on heroin and meth, right? Heroin and meth, right? And this is a good one from the chat here. Patty Hughes saying, my middle son and youngest son got into it today. That's insane, Patty. My youngest is a meth addict with a bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. The youngest lost it and pulled a knife. That's crazy. That's crazy. And as somebody who has a genetic mental health issues, but I'm going to a therapist trying to treat that, and avoiding too much drinking, but controlled drinking, according to my doctor, is just fine. You got to monitor that. You got to stay on top of that. And if you don't stay on top of that, there's some serious fucking problems, and you got to watch what you put in your body. Pretty much anytime, for me, my sole rule is anytime I'm doing something or taking a pill or even if an aspirin or whatever else, you got to jot it down. You got to make sure you record it and you track what you're having, right? So yeah, bipolar and opiates and meth, that's going to be a really big problem, a super big problem, because in bipolar disorder, you go into what's called hypomania. And if you are taking anything that causes any further mania, right, or will affect you in any way, right, you can have paranoia, you can have other problems. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. So you've got to make sure you stay on top of things. Just a guy named Hudson says hot tub and steamy fast facts. That's right. That's right. Twitch won't ban me yet. Twitch won't ban me yet. Careful with weed, can be laced with fent. Yeah, no, that's another thing too. And actually, we even noticed that in a lot of jurisdictions. And my light just suddenly got hotter. But that a lot of the weed will end up too strong, and people will end up having going crazy because they're putting stuff in the weed as well. So you have to be careful. You have to know where you're getting it from, supplying it. And that's why regulation is important. If we regulate it, then you don't have to rely on these sketchy dealers, right? And you can have checks. You can have people going by and confirming that this is actually marijuana and it's not laced with fentanyl or LSD or whatever the hell else they're going to put in your marijuana, right? So that's why regulation is good and legalization is good. And I think we've seen a net positive from regulation, especially of cannabis, and even in certain jurisdictions, psilocybin, versus deregulation, because it can be extremely dangerous. You can die, right? But yeah, I do agree with that. What is that? Your body is a temple, yes, and you should be careful what you put on the altar. Be careful what you put on the altar. So was Reiner working on a movie? I think he had a movie in the past he worked on him. Charlie was a movie with Rob and Nick, and it was supposed to be about sort of their tough love approach. I believe that was correct. So I do believe there was something they worked on in the past. But a lot going on here and a lot of commentary on this. So where I want to pull back here is Trump had an opinion on this. And now we'll talk about Trump because I have a lot of feelings about this. Let's play the Trump clip.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
So that was very quiet. I'm going to repeat it. The reporter said a number of Republicans, or not, it could be just a number of people, have denounced his proof on Truth Social about Rob Reiner. So and remember, Rob Reiner was one of the biggest people behind Russiagate and a lot of the accusations against Trump, right? So let's hear what Trump has to say.
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. So
the accusation there is, once again, Rob Reiner was saying he was a friend of Russia and controlled by Russia. So what I will say about Trump is, while I don't think he's necessarily controlled, what I will say is this: where are the Epstein files, right? Because is it possible that there's some compromise, which they try to get on everybody powerful? They try to get compromise on everybody in power, everybody who has power, they try to get compromise on them. That's just standard practice, right? Yeah, volume issues, it's fine. So compromise is a standard tactic. And compromise really only works if you give a shit about what is being compromised, right? If you actually care, right? If you don't care, it's not really compromise, right? And so could there be something that is compromising Trump? If you're asking me that question, the answer is clearly yes. It is possible. Can we say what it is for sure? No. Could Russia have it? Possibly, right? And once again, what about the Epstein files, right? That just made it more sus. So is it possible? Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Is Rob Reiner right about all his theories? Not necessarily. Does Trump have the right to say this? And I'll let him finish out here. I know it's low.
The Russia hoax, he was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
And that's fine. So that's his opinion. He has his opinion. He thinks he's bad for the country. He didn't like him. He's allowed to not like him. But that said, in my opinion, any loss of life is bad, right? So that's my personal opinion. Is I don't celebrate the death of Rob Reiner and his wife. To me, that's monstrous, right? They're human beings. They're allowed to have their opinions. If they wanted to come up with a crazy theory, that's fine. Crazy theories are to be allowed, right? We want the Alex Joneses of the world. And let me play the clip. Where is it at? Here it is.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
We need the art. And you know what, guys? I'll acknowledge for all those that think that's a bad word because people are like, you shouldn't say that. Look at that. I'll put money in the swear jar for the R word. Okay. So that balances out the karma there that I know I'm being a naughty boy, right? Okay. Because people are like, oh, it's back. Oh, we're so sad. Okay. We'll transfer over to the naughty jar for that one, right? We'll balance it out in the universe, right? Everything will be taken care of, right? But we should allow the Alex Joneses out there, right? We need people that come up with crazy theories, because you know what? Sometimes the crazy theories are right. Sometimes the crazy theories are right. Sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're really crazy, and they're not true, and sometimes they're right. And we need that. We need the ability to think, and that's fine. It's totally fine, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of him, but I wish ill on him. And he definitely, did he have Trump derangement syndrome? Yeah, he did. Could he have been right about some things? Maybe he is. But that doesn't mean he deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die. Did Charlie Kirk deserve to die? If you're celebrating the death of Rob Reiner, you're just as bad as celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, in my opinion. I mean, from a Christian standpoint, right? So I just don't believe, once again, you cannot like somebody, that's fine. But ultimately, I think forgiveness is the key. That doesn't, mean you forget. That doesn't mean you support their positions, but you have to forgive them, right? That's my opinion. And you know what? I don't care whether anybody agrees with me or not,
Hello! Beso de pato, man!
So we're gonna watch that one. I think California is letting cameras in the courtroom. So this could be like an OJ level trial. So this would be crazy if this is an OJ level trial. Because here's the other thing too. What if it wasn't Rob? What if it wasn't Nick? What if he was set up? What if an assassin came in there, took him out in cold blood, and pinned it on Nick because he was high, right? So could that happen? That absolutely could happen. I need the evidence. I need the facts. I need to see it. I need to see everything. I need to give me the proof. I'm the judge, right? I'm the judge. We're the judge on this channel, chat. I'm the judge. Chat is the judge. We're going to be the judge of whether or not this was real or whether this was OJ, right? Couture Leotards gifted 10 illegal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Yes. Also, I want to be very clear. Somebody was reporting themselves as Ice Poseidon, and I never thought in my life I would be defending Ice Poseidon, but here I am defending Paul Danino, Ice Poseidon. Even Ice Poseidon's there. I think I had a response in here somewhere, but I never thought I'd be defending it. Look at this guy. He's in a Burger King crown. He's got a like a scruffy beard here. I'll go in the corner. You guys can see this better. This is definitely not Ice Poseidon. Okay. Funny though. Very funny though. My one defense of Ice Poseidon. You get one per year. All right. Let's go this one. This one's really interesting. Okay. Now this one actually got me interesting. I saw this posted under really for anti-Semitism. But the more I looked into this, because this professor, Luno Luriero, he's Portuguese, but Nuno was a professor at MIT. Now, he was pro-Israel, and the thoughts are he was taken out because he's pro-Israel. But, and that's a very sane theory. But, we're on the legal mindset, and
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I'm about to give you a crazier theory. Have you guys seen Three Body Problem or read Three Body Problem? It's actually, the books are better than, or the books or audiobooks are way better than the TV show. But a TV show's not bad. If you were going to, if the aliens were going to Three Body Problem, like what in Three Body Problem, what they try to do is, because the Trisolarans, right? They are coming to Earth. They're going to colonize us, right? And what they do is they take out our advanced scientists, because those are the ones that are a threat to them, are the advanced scientists, not the regular military, because we're nowhere near. It's the people that are exploring the edges of science and advancing science. They want to stop our science from advancing. This guy would be the guy who you take out if you're an alien trying to Three Body Problem, because this guy was literally looking into physics occurring at the center of fusion vacuum chambers in the edges of the universe. So literally the guy who, if we're going to find the Jovians, this guy would be one of the guys helping to find the Jovians, like this would be the guy. So he was a theoretical physicist and fusion scientist at the MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center. He joined their faculty in 2016. His research addressed complex problems lurking in the center of fusion vacuum chambers and at the edges of the universe. He explored plasma behavior, including turbulence, and uncovered the physics behind astronomical phenomena like solar flares. So, for example, I mean, right now we've got like 3i Atlas out there. We've got a bunch of other stuff out there. Once again, we need all the good scientists studying the crazy stuff we can do. Yeah, like we do in Iran with their nuclear scientists. That's exactly right. Any news about Vitaly and Johnny? No, there may be Johnny news soon, but we'll see. We'll see. So just if I'm not reporting it, just stay calm. Stay calm. Aliens took him to protect their secrets. Yeah, it's very possible. Once again, the birds know. It's very possible. So he was a brilliant scientist, a brilliant person working on this astrophysics research. He merged fundamental physics with technology and engineering to maximize impact. So once again, this is a person who was lost, apparently because of his pro-Israel. Now, whatever is done to retaliate, whether it's against the anti-Semites who take him out or against the Jovians, if they're the ones who did it. I hope the Jovians didn't do it. We're trying to keep amiable relations with the Jovians. Any retaliation is really lauded after taking out a good scientist, a good, great person. And, I will pray for his family and I'll pray for his loss. And that's just really a tragedy, right? It really is a tragedy. Okay, we're going to do one more. Let's do Bolton real quick. So I'll give you guys a little preview. So tonight, my time, your morning, I'm going to do an episode with the Fast Facts on the Sedacious Six. So that's coming. So if there's a really big argument about the Sedacious Six, and now they may be caught in a money laundering scandal. So we're going to cover that tonight on the live, right? And there'll be a Fast Facts. But what I want to cover now, we have Bolton, John Bolton, who may or may not be going up on charges. So here we go. Here it is. The grand jury has indicted ex-National Security Advisor and disgraced figure John Bolton on 18 federal felony charges. So I know this is from later, but I think it actually is coming back up now. So I think they're actually taking action on it. So we'll see what happens with Bolton. We'll see if they actually go through with it now. So that will be good news. That would be very good news. All right. What else we got here? Okay. Denims. Okay, let's do Denims. Let's finally finish off Denims. Let's get this one question. Big Buddhist gifted 5 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Let's finish off Denims here. We saved dirty Denims for last. So here we go. Here's Denims. So this is courtesy of, I got this originally from Dan Saltman. So shout out to Dan Saltman. He also helped me out with Redact, which is really useful. But on January 21st, 2025, the H3 Snark mod with the Discord username DartOS sent Denims a direct message on Discord stating, can you advertise on the H3 Snark before or when the context puke, i.e. the nuke, is released? So literally they're trying to work together to stop this. And this is dead proof. I've tried time to time to gather people there to join your stream, but we need you for this one so we don't boost Ethan's release. So what this is doing, this is dead proof. This is 100% proof that this was a market substitution. So this is a market substitution for Ethan's stream. That is a crazy thing. And honestly, Frogan needs to put down the Big Mac. And listen, this is not sponsored by McDonald's, okay? And this legal advice is not courtesy of McDonald's. They're not sponsoring me. By the way, Gamer Subs, if you would like to sponsor the Swear Jar, Gamer Subs, please contact me because we can have the Swear Jar brought to you by Gamer Subs, right? That could be a cool thing. We could do that. But right now, I do not support Gamer Subs. Can't do it yet. Don't have the sponsorship. Got to pay me. Okay. Anyways, back to Dirty Denims, right? So on January 28th, Dart sent a screenshot to Denims Discord server from the H3 Snark that stated, remember to just wait a bit and watch it on Denim's Twitch stream or other creators. We must not feed Ethan's engagement. You see that, guys? In caps. Okay. Dart responded to a user asking whether Denims would host a watch party with, I hope we do. I'm marketing like crazy for it. Dart clarified with promoting, sorry, Snark mostly. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's exactly what he's doing, was marketing, right? Hopefully the contact peak will be in the nail in Ethan's coffin, but the amount of hate watch could help him survive a couple quarters if all watch it. This shows the H3 Snark Bunch lie to the court about their intention to siphon views away from TEI. So literally, guys, Frogan needs to put down the Big Mac. She needs to destroy her little ego, cry it out in the corner, and wave the white flag and surrender to Ethan, read whatever statement he wants, and get out of this, because she's cooked. They're cooked. Denims is cooked. Like, this is not going to be good for them. So this information is just really not good. So I think, to be honest, this, anybody who's out there saying the law is on Denim's side or Frogan's side is delusional. They're absolutely delusional. And I don't know what they're seeing or what they're, dealing with or what they're saying, because it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Let's see here. Okay. So good to see everybody here on Twitch as well. Thank you guys for joining over there on Twitch. I appreciate all y'all. Appreciate everything you're doing over there. Let's see over there. Make sure I caught up on every other platform here. Oh, also welcome to everybody on my locals. I will be doing a locals after this, legalmindset.locals.com. So shout out to Joe Smo, Veggie Han, JP Ravenfire, Schmitty, and Danielle, all over there. I appreciate all of you guys over there on locals. I love y'all. Can't smash this. Frogan's blood type is ragu. I regret nothing. Well, the deeper issue here is that, once again, that Frogan, Frogan has something. She has some sort of information that she is not disclosing, and she needs to just give it up and disclose that information, because that information is clearly what's holding her from doing this. There's something other than the money, because the money is nothing to Ethan Klein, right? It's whatever information she has about Hassan or about Denims or whatever she's gonna have to say as part of that apology. That's what's really holding her up. Okay, let me make sure I got everything here. Okay, got the based elf. Also, I'll show you some more based elves. And by the way, some of you may say, Andrew, you're doing a lot of sharing of anime and other stuff on your X. Yeah, because I want you guys to see that you can still be professional and also like anime, be a weeb, be a degenerate. It's all good stuff. So I'm showing you a little bit of my personality on X. So if you guys are enjoying that, just make sure you're joined over on the X Legal Mindset. But I thought this was a very based one here. The Toga Fririn combo. I am going to allow this. I actually think this is kind of based. I will 100% allow the Toga Fririn combo. I think it's allowed. Digital Lee says Frogan never submitted her mandatory rebuttal to H3's claims. Why wouldn't H3's attorney jump on that and get a summary judgment? Well, they can, but there's the timelines and procedures. So you don't go to summary judgment usually till after discovery. So they're going to probably go to discovery first and then proceed to summary judgment, right? Or default judgment. They could try for default judgment, but we'll see how that plays out procedurally. Russian Soldier 199 said on a scale of 1 to cooked, however, they're like a 9.5. They're really not looking good. Mr. Paradox says for the dish is 6, could you get Donut or Angry Cops to give some content? Angry Cops is active cop and drill instructor, and Donut is ex-Navy. I know both of them. I went to Staccato Vegas with them for their content creator shooting week, which was awesome. Runkle of the Bailey, the Logulus was there. Same with the Tozy. That was really cool. So got to see both of those gents over there. Very, very awesome. And Donut and Eli. And they're great people. I may go out to Texas at some point and go shoot with them. They invited me out. So, may happen at some point. But yeah, Jim Blade said elves are the best. They are superior. But I'm not just, I actually prefer Sylphie over Fririn because Sylphie actually gets it and has a kid. But Fririn's not bad. But Fririn should have got it too, Like Himmel should have tried a little harder, okay? Himmel should have hit it. I'm just saying. Himmel should have hit it. Okay, guys. that's what we have for today on the show here. Right now, we're going to go to legalmindset.locals.com, right? So you can come over there. Right now, we've got our chat. We've got our degenerate chat there rolling for the show. But if you want to see that, legalmindset.locals.com, I'm going to be talking about a lot more stuff. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be giving you a lot more fun personal stories, a lot more talking about anime, a lot more talking about Bangkok, other stuff. So if you want to hear all the stuff, all the secrets, that's on Locals, right? And that's more casual. So I'm going to start that one in about 15 minutes. I'm going to go get a little snack, and then we're going to start on Locals, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and we're going to start on Locals. So if you want to get that, go over there. Anyway, stay based and don't be like everyone else. Also, happy holidays, but really Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy New Year. Blessings to all you and your family, and catch you all later.
You are coping the ceiling. You just can't believe what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping the ceiling. The truth it is all day, and now you are molding.